Previously on Florida Boating Adventures, we traveled in the intercoastal waterways, took you to Willis Island as we were island hopping, and ended up at Pace Picnic Island. We had some great barbecue, ended up the day there till the evening, late in the evening at night, as we saw the Miami skyline turn on its magic. Unfortunately, at the end, we had problems with the boat. We had engine problems. Well, this is something no boater likes to admit, but we were hoping that we're going to have a nice day, which we did. But at the very end, as we were heading back, the engine had some problems, and we had to call Boat USA. There it is. Save the day. Okay, so on our last episode, at the very end, we had a little issue with the engine, and I thought it might have been the battery or something like that, but what it was the starter motor. What happened was, it was my mistake. I forgot to turn on the bilge pump, and we had a little water that came in with everybody coming in and out, and it was enough to fill down here a little bit of the bilge. But the starter on this engine is so low that it did get wet, and obviously salt water does a horrible job right away, corrodes. Let me show you what it did to the starter. And this was just one day. Turned on nicely the next day, and I thought it was fine, and then third day it didn't want to turn on. Here's what salt water will do to a starter or any engine. So that's why you have to maintain it, flush the engine every time that you go out. And so here's the new one, and to be able to get the starter out, though, I had to take out the high riser. I had to take out the manifold on this side of the engine, and then I saw the spark plugs, and they were all corroded, so ended up changing both sides of the spark plug just to make sure that everything is functioning. Some of these connectors were really corroded, and I ended up buying new ones, and the old ones just ended up using this drill here, and this ended up cleaning and brushing off a lot of the corrosion. And so we're ready to go ahead and put in the new starter, and then I'll go ahead and, you know, brush this off, and then put the manifold and the riser after that. So that's what I'm doing right now, guys. Okay, the only complaint I have about ordering from this company is that I got the starter, but it did not come with the bolts. Luckily, I kept the old bolts, and what I had to do is I had to clean them, brush them because they were rusted, and ended up painting them also with a corrosion protection and a protected paint and heat protective paint. So they look new, but they're actually the old bolts. So we're going to try and put this hold in with these two bolts. This goes in the engine like so, and then these bolts go under, and that's how they attach to the bulk of the engine. Anyways, we're going to do that right now. So let's find out and see if everything is in place in the right order, and hopefully the boat will turn on. Let me turn on the water just in case. Okay, there seems to be something happening with the engine. Maybe the distributor, new spark plug that I put in. I gotta check and see now. Hello, Christine. All right, she's gonna help me test the what's called the safety neutral switch, which is this little switch right here. And so when she goes forward, it for a few seconds it'll engage the neutral switch, and then it goes back to its normal position. So go ahead, move forward. All right, so there's neutral, and there you go. Presses it again. There you go, neutral. All right, that's right. Okay, do reverse. All right, so presses it. Go neutral. Alright, I'm doing something different now. I'm focusing on the solenoid. And I got a feeling that it just might be this little guy here. On top of this was this thing, this stuff here, which I don't know what it is. It was laying on top here. And like so. So I just took that off, and with the solenoid, it's got a yellow cable going to yellow and red cable going to the left, and then I got this cable here. What color is this thing? Looks like red. And a red cable going to the right. And then on this side, we have these two. This to this yellow, and this one here, which is black. So I'm gonna take it off. I'm gonna go ahead and take it off. Okay, so I'm hoping this little guy is what's wrong. Small solenoid. And I was looking at the diagram, wiring diagram, and from the key, it goes to here. Actually, it goes to the starter. From the starter, it goes here, and then from here, it goes to the distributor. Actually, it goes to the ignition control module that goes to the distributor. So I'm hoping this small little thing is the whole culprit. Alright, there's just one more thing I need to do because I've already replaced the solenoid here for the ignition. And now I'm going to replace the solenoid here for this motor here, which is the trim up and down motor, because I got it stuck. You see that? I got it stuck. It goes up, it doesn't want to go down. And based on what I understand, it's a solenoid. It's got two solenoids, one on the top with the blue wire, that's going up, green going down, blue sky, green ground. So I got to replace that solenoid right there. Okay, I finally finished doing the solenoid for the tilt motor, and it went down. Christine, go ahead, go up now. Here's Christine. She's the one who normally helps me. Yeah, go up. All right, down. She's the one that has a problem. I finally changed the 2 solenoids. One for the ignition, the engine, the other one is for the tilt motor. Alright, here is another upgrade that I'm doing. It's winter time, kind of taking advantage. There's not too much activity out there. Replacing this area here. You see this here? And we're putting down the synthetic teak, which makes it look nice. And so I'm going to show you real quick in case you guys don't know how to do it or you're getting some ideas of whether this is hard or not. It's actually really simple, really easy. Christine is here with Sandy. Say hi, Sandy. And basically the first thing is buy this is one of these simple wrapping packaging, clear packaging plastic that we bought, I think in Marshalls or something like that, for like $2 or $3 a roll. Put it down, and then we're going to use tape to tie down the edges. And what I'm going to do is just to rather do it here is that I'm going to use this leveler, not for any level, but just to get a nice straight line. Let me see here. And that's all I have to do for this part. And then we go back in, cut it, and use that template to cut the synthetic teak. Let me show you now. All right, so I've marked how thick this, how wide the teak is going to be, and I made a small line. That way I can trace it. But I want to show you how easy it is to cut. Look at this. It's very easy to cut, very easy to shape. So when you're going to do curves and corners, I'll show you in a bit, it is very user-friendly. Okay. Alright, so after I finish doing all the cutting here, take off the template, and you should have this. See that? And then what I'm going to do is, to be able to sharpen the edges, I use sandpaper. So in areas like this, that sharpens the edges, and let me go match it up there. Okay, alright, so we're going to apply, and in order to do that, first you got to clean the surface. I already cleaned it already, but I'm going to clean it with they recommend to do it with a Windex, and then with if anything, Isofork. alcohol. Or acetone, but I already cleaned all this, so I'm just gonna dry it. It's gotta be really dry. All right. Then this has a liner. I'm gonna show you. You don't have to stretch it, it lays down. As long as you did the right calculations and you did everything right, it should lay down right there. There's no need to stretch or anything like that. So you start at the edge and you don't take everything first, you just align first. Okay, and it should fall right where you want it to, where you had it. And based on what I see here, everything's perfect. So once you have everything nice and set, just run down the line and it should fall in place. And this has a tape back here. It's 3M material. You just take it off and lay it down, and then that's all you need to do for this. All right, folks, so that takes care of all the repairs. Man, we did the starter motor, we did all the solenoids, everything is ready to go. We did a couple of upgrades with the lights, LED lights on the inside. We put some of the synthetic teak on, and so all we need to do now is just hit the water. And so that's going to be not now, it's going to be the next episode. Hey, we want to thank you for following us, and since this episode's going to come out right before Christmas, we want to wish you a very Merry Christmas. From all of us in our family to you guys, in a happy and successful 2023. We'll see you in the next episode.